Well, hello, everybody. It would help if I would remember to put myself back up on the screen, right? Hi, Jill. Hey, Boss Life Online. How are you? Hey, I stopped by our friends earlier today while we was at work. It looks like a lot of them came by and left me a message for me to go back over and visit them. So shout out to y'all and welcome in everybody. Just popping on for a quick midweek live. I feel like it has been so long since I've been live. I'm feeling like I'm forgetting how to do it. Hey Maria, good evening. Happy hump day, ladies. Thank you all so much for joining me. I am not going to be long. Oh, and I'm saying hump day. It's Thursday. Y'all. Oh my God. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Thank you so much for the share, Maria. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I forget. I planned to do this live yesterday and then I came and I pushed it back because I wasn't feeling good yesterday at all. Not that I was sick or anything, but I was exhausted when I got home from work. Okay, thank you, Jill. So, yeah, I was like, you know what, y'all? I have been really, even though I haven't been online, visually. I've been trying to pop in here and there when I can catch people, but I have been working, so I'll just listen in from work. And then when I be coming home, I be doing so much, and then I just lay down. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but I wanted to start with this midweek come down, chit chat with the people, and kind of let y'all know what I have been thinking about trying. I'm going to try a different approach and see how it works for me because, usually I do my morning ride and chats. But like I was telling my husband, because it's so hard for me to come home from work after I've been at work all day and go live in the evening, I think what I'm going to do is start making myself more available to him and freeing up my nights and moving my live streams to very early morning. So it'll be early morning in my time zone, like before I go to work. But for people that are in other parts of the country or in other countries, it'll be just right for them. And people can catch me on the replay. And then what I will do is I will continue to upload my regular content. So that way I have a mixture and balance of my live streams as well as my content. So I wanted to give y'all that quick update. One other update before I jump into these 5 essential self care rituals for you all and let you all go. Because I promise I'm not going to take up too much of your time. It is midweek, it's Friday Eve, and I wanted to let you all know that I would love it if you guys can join me on Sunday here. Let me take this banner down. I am going to be featured on Creatively Miss Me's on Sunday afternoon for an interview about my YouTube experience. So definitely, I will be sure to share this on the community tab along with the link to her channel. But if you guys can come by that Sunday at 5:45 p.m. Central Standard Time and 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I would love it if you guys could come through and show some support. She has a very well-balanced channel. She shares a ton of YouTube tips and information. And, I figured, I'm trying to get my feet back wet on the platform. So I'm very eager to do this. And also, I wanted to say shout out to all of you all who came out for the Spring Empowerment Conference. That was great. So I'm just trying to stay motivated and keep the momentum going. You all know it's difficult when you've been off for an extended period of time. All right, so y'all will see that posted on the community tab along with the link to her channel. I'm going to also share that on other social media platforms. So you guys come on out and support your girl. I would love to see y'all there. Hey, a slice of farming. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I was in your live earlier, but I was at work. So it was hard for me to type back. But I will definitely be connecting with everyone that was there that supported me and came over and visited. I really appreciate that. And thank you for coming over tonight. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And is that my weight loss granny? Keto granny? Welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate the support. So, listen, without further ado, oh, that is Linda. Thank you so much for coming in. Y'all are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys for being here. I hope everybody's week is going good so far. I am feeling so much better. Y'all, I'm feeling so much better. Let me take her flyer down. Give me one moment. No, I don't want that one. I am feeling so much better. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there. All those other ones were too busy, but I'm feeling so much better. Y'all know I shared with you guys a few weeks ago. I had a pretty bad bang up, a little car accident, and that's kind of what had took me off the platform for the last few weeks. And so I've been trying to slowly ease my way back into my content, but I had to get through that. That was a little ordeal. So thank you all so much for being here. If you didn't remember to blow dry on the like button for me on your way coming in, please don't forget to do that. And as you can tell, based on the title, and the thumbnail, we are here to do some midweek self care motivation. Okay. So tonight, I'm just going to share with you guys a little midweek glow up. We're talking about 5 essential self care rituals that you all can do. Sometimes I think we take them for granted. We just kind of assume, well, everybody knows to do that. But you would be surprised. You would be surprised at how sometimes the simplest thing you think everybody is doing, some folks are not doing. Okay. So this is a quick midweek reminder. I hope that it encourages somebody. And I appreciate y'all for being here tonight. Okay. So we're going to be talking about things we can do to kind of improve our self-care routines. And again, we won't be long. So I got 5 that I wanted to cover. And boy, if you guys did not get a chance to catch the Spring Empowerment Conference, Spring into Action, y'all, each of us who spoke during the Empowerment Conference created a playlist. And it is on all of our homepages. Please catch that replay. It was very inspiring, very empowering, and just an overall wonderful experience. Okay. All right. So, the midweek glow up, we're discussing 5 essential self care rituals for you. And I apologize if I miss anybody because I'm looking at my notes and not looking at the chat, but I will come back to the chat in just a moment. So, when dealing with self care, I know sometimes you're thinking the spa, you're thinking going to get your nails done, your hair, facials. Well, that's not always self-care. Self-care, that is a part of self-care, but sometimes we can lack just simple motivation to do like the simplest, most mundane tasks, right? Things as simple as taking out the trash or cooking dinner, which I just got finished doing, and I'm still sitting here with my scrubs on. So, you know, we have to squeeze in that self care time, and it's so important because you can lose yourself when you don't take out some time for yourself. And I'm really diving into this. I know some of you may have noticed I'm putting a lot of self care, a lot of emphasis on self-care into the content because that's just where I'm at in my life, y'all. And I figure if I want to be here longer, good evening, baby nice. Thank you so much for coming through. It's good to see you. Girl, I'm always over there in the clouds. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, girly. I appreciate it. So, as I was saying, y'all, I'm coming on with a quick little message because, as I'm approaching that 50 mark, honey, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to be 50 years old this year. Now, to most of my seasoned ladies, y'all are like, girl, you still young. But to the ladies in my peer group, they're like, girl, yeah, you getting up there. So I feel like you're only as old as you feel, right? And that's why I've been trying to make steps to try to eat a little better, make better choices, kind of think a little bit before I eat certain things that I would normally eat that got the weight on me, that got on me, different things like that. And also just make sure that I'm taking out some time for self to pour back into me so that I can be the best version of me that God has called me to be, right? And I've been enjoying sharing that here on this platform because you know what? A lot of times you will be scrolling through social media, be it YouTube, Instagram, or wherever, and you'll come across different stories that, just might be a kind, soft, motivating word that really helps to inspire you to get up off your butt and do what you need to do. So I really, again, appreciate y'all being here. And without further ado, we're going to jump into these 5 essential self-care rituals. Now, some of them are mundane. Some of them you're going to be like, girl, do you need to tell us that? You would be surprised how some people just, either we take them for granted or we overlook them or whatever the case may be. So let's just, for talking point's sake, let's bring these 5 up, okay? So, number 1 on our list tonight is prioritizing your personal hygiene. Now, as women, this is huge, guys. This is huge. And I know it may sound like, well, of course, we're women. But no, we really need to prioritize it. Some people say, oh, well, I skip a shower here and there. I've literally heard adult women say, they skip a shower, they skip bathing. And I try without being judgmental to understand. But for me, I'm just like, okay, I can't do that because for one, I'll be sweating and just not feeling clean. But whatever the case, this is a judgment-free zone. And that is number 1. Again, we're just trying to put some pep in our step to refresh our motivation and get back on track. And, when you notice yourself kind of getting mundane with your routine and it's just like you're starting to feel all burnt out and you're just kind of floating through and you're not really paying attention, it could be because you just need to put a little bit more emphasis on your own personal self-care. So tonight we're talking about prioritizing that personal hygiene. It's too easy to drop into that pattern, when you may feel like, oh, well, I didn't really break out into a sweat today. No, 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 no. We have to keep up with our physical hygiene and our personal hygiene, especially as women. Okay. Now, some people really feel like it's an overwhelming task, or some people who may be burdened by other things that may be going on in their life tend to think it's okay to skip. But I'm here to tell you, honey, this should be a priority number 1. And it's really good for your self-care and your overall mental health and relaxation. Sometimes taking long bubble baths, sometimes listening to nice soft music, whatever the case may be, prioritize that personal hygiene. You will thank yourself and the people around you will be grateful that you did. Now, I did tell y'all some of these will be like, girl, really? Yes, really. Because you'll be surprised. I was so shocked to hear people tell me that they skip these things. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now, number 2 on tonight's list, and we only have 5. We only have 5. This is not going to be a long live at all. Child, I just need to get in here and remind myself and hopefully remind others that these are things that we certainly need to be prioritizing. Okay. Now, number two, this is a tough one. This is one that I've been struggling with personally, finding time for fitness. Now, I just said a moment ago, a lot of times I have been feeling so guilty, like an overwhelming sense of guilt. Obviously, I've been off of here for a couple of weeks because I just had the car accident. Okay, so I had that excuse. But prior to that, I would have my live streams and content lined up and scheduled, but I go to my 9 to 5 job and work there all day, be burnt out, come home, cook, do the, wifely thing, and then try to get around to my content. And it would be like, more oftentimes than not, I would usually end up juggling them around, rearranging my schedule, and just because I was burnt out by the time it was time to do the content. So, this is why I said, just like we have to find time for fitness, I will be kind of changing the way the content is coming out. No changes in the content I'll be putting out, but like I'm going to try to do my live streams early, early, early in the morning before I head out the door for work, before I get in the car, just so that I can come on camera and chit chat with my audience. And I will continue to put up my uploaded content, the hair reviews, the product unboxings, the fresh skincare Fridays, and all of the beautiful self-care motivation. All of that will still be in here. And I think that's going to help me to maintain and not be as burnt out and just continue to keep you guys engaged with the content as a whole. Which brings me back to number two, finding time for fitness, because just like we have to find time for everything else, finding time for fitness is so vitally important to our self-care. It is something as simple as going and taking a quick walk. It's so easy to get caught up in work, and whatever's going on in your life, family, if you run a business, whatever you may do, it always seems that exercise tends to fall to the wayside. But we really need to, find a way to put that back on the table, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes a day. Do something to prioritize some form of physical activity. So, like taking a walk, or going swimming, doing some water aerobics, or even doing some simple aerobics in your house, or going to a gym, whatever the case, because prioritizing physical activity helps us to increase our mental productivity, especially if you spend hours hunched over a desk. Exercise actually helps us to release those endorphins that get the mind moving and help us to improve the quality of work that we do and help us to decrease moments of brain fog. Okay. Now, I know when you're just jumping back into it, and if you haven't been as active, speaking for me again, it can be tough initially. But remember, if you just kind of start off small, we can always work ourselves up from that 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and then eventually from 30 minutes to an hour, and then a couple of days a week. Just finding that time to fit it in, schedule it, and do it. Don't just talk about it, but actually do it. Okay. Now, number three. Number three. This is another one that I have personally struggled with, and that is energizing our bodies with healthy food. Energizing our bodies with healthy food. And again, we're talking about 5 self-care rituals for you. This one can be kind of challenging too, because it has always amazed me that the most unhealthiest of foods, the most fattiest of foods, fast food, it's so cheap. It is so cheap to go and get a greasy hamburger and fries. But if you want to get a well balanced meal, one that is going to be healthy and full of nutrients, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. But we have to keep in mind that it's important for us, as far as our self care goes, to energize and revitalize our body with healthier foods. So I have been truly trying to consciously make an effort to try to make subtle changes to change my habits when it comes to eating healthier foods. Now, and I'm dealing with these particular rituals on tonight, guys. I hate to say rituals because it sounds almost like a witchcraft type of thing, but I promise you it ain't that. Just giving some tips really for you and me, okay? But when you are in a situation when you experience burnout, it's very easy to turn to unhealthy eating options like fast food or frozen dinners or junk food, cookies, cakes, all those things that we just simply don't need. So try to make a conscious effort, whether you have to journal it, pencil it into your planner, however you have to do it, but just make a conscious effort to avoid what may seem convenient because it can turn into habitual. And then before you know it, that junk food steps in and the bad or unhealthy food steps in and it starts to slow down the brain and make you feel sluggish. And therefore, before you know it, you look around and we're starting to pack on those extra pounds that we've been working so hard to get under control. All right. So now, number four. Number four is to revitalize through rest. This one, y'all, baby, this is one of the number one reasons why I am restructuring my content in the way that I do my live streams. You try to go and do a whole job or business throughout the day and then come home and get settled and then try to sit down at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night and go live. Eventually, you're going to start to feel like you're burning the candle at both ends. you know? Yes, you're going to start to feel like, oh my God. And so we have to make time to revitalize and rejuvenate through rest. Ooh, this is a good one. Let's see what BB Nice says. Also, if you're going through menopause, sweets, chocolate, alcohol gravely affect your hot flashes and night sweats. Pay attention. Ooh, you know what, BB? I have heard that. Now, I haven't reached that point just yet, but I would definitely keep that in mind because I've heard that many of times before. And I believe that it would cause detriment. So, yeah, that goes back to, choosing healthier eating habits as well. So now, with the revitalizing through rest, the question is to ask yourself, do you lie awake at night plagued by a feeling of anxiousness or racing thoughts? I know I have. I've had many a nights where I just feel like, I'm a very creative person. I'm always thinking of ways that I can, do this and do that, especially when it comes to my content or, how I'm going to present something on my channel. And it's like I have so many things going through my head that I want to execute, but I don't get around to executing them. Well, part of that is because I'm depriving myself of the proper rest. Good rest is essential to proper brain function. And experts tell us that sleep loss actually accumulates throughout the course of a week and it affects every aspect of your overall wellness. Okay? So, we all know that we need to try to get at least a good 8 hours of sleep. Most nights I'm lucky if I get 5 or 6, but I'm working on that because, again, as a woman of a particular age, I just want to be well rested. I want to be fully alert. And there's things that we can do, like you can try the soft music, a hot bath, some herbal tea, whatever the case may be. But it's very important for us to pour back into ourselves by making sure that we ensure that we get a good night's rest so that we can revitalize and rejuvenate and wake up feeling refreshed and alert. All right. Now, number five, and last but not least, number five for self care. Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. Minimize the mental distractions. What is this you say? What is this you say, Pandi? How do we minimize our mental distractions? Well, let's talk about it real quick. What do those stressors look like? How do they show up? I think this is going to be different and unique for everyone. So, if you have books, if you enjoy reading, don't just have the books sitting on a shelf for decoration. Don't get so caught up in the latest live stream because it's going down and you want the tea. So you get so caught up, you ain't even watching TV no more, let alone reading a book. Those become mental distractions. Sometimes we have to just sit down and maybe pick up a book, read a little bit, or spend the afternoon doing something calming like painting, or just jamming out to a jam-packed playlist while you're exercising. Whatever that is and however it looks for you, we got to identify those things that distract us, that stress us, and maybe even journal them, write them down, and really make a conscious effort to start engaging in things that we're truly passionate about, things that are going to ground us, things that are going to help to improve us so that we are truly, showcasing our capabilities and really just walking in our true purpose. We don't want to get so stuck in the whole toxic cycle of mental exhaustion that, we're not even recognizing when we run into roadblocks because we're simply not taking the time to make sure that we're well balanced. And I bring up the live stream as an example is because it's so many little mental distractions like that I was listening to so many live streams at one while. I sat and I did some self-evaluation, y'all, and I was embarrassed. I was like, hold up. I've been having these earbuds in all day at work. I done listened to this live. I done hopped to this live, to that live. And I done listened to a live stream for my whole entire 8-hour shift. Listened to a live stream on my way home. I was listening to live streams while I was cooking, while I was washing the dishes, up until I got in the shower. And then when I went to go get in the bed, and my husband was like, I know you lying. Okay. So it was like him just snapping and saying that made me really sit and think, you know what? This could be a mental distraction, and it is maybe consuming too much of my time. So, whatever your mental distractions are, refocus. Maybe if you enjoy journaling, take some serious inventory of what they are and start backing away from them. And put that time that you was putting into those distractions into something that is going to edify you. Something that is going to ground you, something that is going to showcase your strengths, and help you to develop better. I'm not saying you gotta step away from the things that you like that we know are clear distractions, but kind of back away a little bit, if that makes sense. And that is pretty much it. Now, we know it can be challenging to create these new routines when you're trying to build new habits or more positive habits, especially when it comes to our own self care. But I say start out small, work your way up. Like I said, I had to literally start with getting back into working out. I had to literally start giving myself 15 minutes 3 times a week just because I would always come up with excuses and not work out. So, what I would do is come home, cook and everything. And before I get in the shower, I'm like, okay, I'm already sweaty. I know I'm going to need to get in the shower anyway. So, let me put on some sweats and a t shirt and go do 15 minutes of aerobics. Then I can go get my shower. And that was kind of how I had to like mentally push myself up before I, could work my way back into being more active. And then, when I'm at work, because I am in the office and sitting down, I was like, okay, on my 15-minute breaks, let me go outside and walk, and just try to get that time in where I could. So, whatever it looks like for you, if you guys are great and you're already doing what you need to do, kudos to you. I, for one, am a work in progress, honey. And so when I say unto one, I say unto all. It is not just for you all, it is for me, first and foremost. And any tips and information that I can share that may be of encouragement to you, yeah, take them and try to use them the best way that you know how. And I hope that they help you along in your journey. Now, let me take that down off the screen. And that pretty much was it, y'all. I feel so rusty. I feel so rusty because I hadn't been going live in so long, y'all. But we gonna make it do what it do. We gonna get back on track. That was pretty much it. I just wanted to come through for a quick little half an hour to encourage you all, to encourage myself with 5 essential self-care tips that we may often overlook or take for granted in an effort to avoid burnout, in an effort to engage or re-engage in things that we may have put down or overlooked, or because in the day-to-day hustle and bustle you just simply take for granted. And I just feel like, I don't know, as you age you start to thinking more about things you can do to improve the longevity of your overall life, especially as you start to lose loved ones, you know All right, guys. I want to thank you so much for you guys being here. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, BB Nice. Always a pleasure to see you. And I hope all is well. Thank you, Boss Life Online. Thank you so much for always being here, always being so supportive. I appreciate you. And everyone else that was here earlier on, Keto Granny Weight Loss Journey. Slice of Farming. Slice of Farming had a lots of friends that came by. So thank y'all always for coming through and supporting, and be on the lookout. Y'all, the content is going to start coming back up. Like I said, I'm feeling so much better. I'm getting my energy back. I feel like I'm back in a better mental space because even though my injuries from the car accident that I was in were on the minor side, the mental is what gets you. And I didn't realize that that was going to happen. I didn't realize that once I got my car back out the shop and I started to get back behind the wheel, how nervous I was going to be. Hey, Rain, thanks so much for popping in. Good to see you. I hope all is well. I didn't realize, y'all, that I was going to experience that level of anxiety, and just be so uneasy. So it's taken me a minute to adjust. So, in adjusting, I appreciate you guys continuing to stick around and pop in from time to time and support and never just completely give up on me and just walk away altogether. I thank you all so much for still being here and supporting. And with that being said, guys, I said this wasn't going to be a long live. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Y'all be blessed. Don't stress. Stay safe. Continue to stay encouraged. And I am going to see y'all in the next video. All right. Now, again, I will be putting this flyer up on the community wall. This is an interview that I will be featured in on Sunday on Creatively Miss Me's channel. She has an awesome channel. I'll be sure to link her channel underneath this flyer. She does a lot of informational tutorial style type content on, how to build and thrive and grow on YouTube. So, yeah, if you guys have time, come on over on Sunday and support. I would love to see you over there. This will also help me get back out of my rustiness. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep y'all. Thank you again for being here. If you didn't remember to blow dry on the like button for me on your way coming in, please don't forget to do that for me on your way heading out. All right, guys, good night. Bye.